today there is one question in my mind. The question is, what are we striving towards? Every day we are putting in a lot of hard work, whether we are salaried individuals or whether we have our own business or whether we are just trying to make ends meet. The question is, why are we striving so hard? What is the end goal of this effort? The age-old adage says that hard work is a must for success. So in our own individual way, we are all doing hard work. We are striving towards success. So my next question will be, what is success? Is it amassing a huge wealth in terms of a bank balance or investments in the stock market or land? Is success about gaining power so that you can manipulate people? Or does success mean that you have enough corpus for a secure and safe and comfortable retired life? So what is success? Now I have a different take on success. Success means neither of these. You must agree that we have this one life. Most of us, for sure, we do not know what is the purpose of our life. And I don't think many of us are even bothered for the purpose of his or her own being. I'm sure many of you will agree with it. Life is a one-time journey. We don't know what happened before this life, what will happen after this life. We must make the most of it in terms of, being happy, in terms of spreading love, in terms of making the world around us better. If not, at least if we can't make it better, we should not make it worse. In order to make the most meaning out of my life, I need time in my hand. If I am slogging 12 hours a day, whatever my profession may be, and then spending the rest of the time in mundane household knickknacks, then where is the time for thinking or about life or enriching yourself in some other way? So I feel time is a very important factor in life, and one of the major signs of success, I feel, is if you have time for yourself in your hand. If you do not have the time to spend on yourself, to spend on your family, to spend quality time outdoors in the nature, or do what you want to do, then there is no point in having money stashed in the bank or having the power to manipulate people. It doesn't make any sense. So does it mean that if we don't work hard, we will have plenty of time? No, that's not true. My dad, he used to work at a bank, and he had a lot of pressure. That was a job with immense responsibility. But did he not have time? No. He spent plenty of time with us. He had enough time to play with me when I was a kid, to tell me stories, to take us out, and also to help my mom with all the household chores. So I never saw that my father did not have enough time on his hand. But in today's scenario, your time is not consumed only by your work, so you cannot blame just your profession. You cannot just say that you do not have time because you work hard. And there is still plenty of time, but in our times, we as a generation are much more distracted than our previous generation. So when I say my dad used to work hard and still have time, he spent the time with us, with his family. But what do we do in our spare time? We scan through our mobiles. Everyone has a cell phone, and everyone is seen scrolling through YouTube feeds or social media feeds. So everyone is busy in that way. So basically you do not have time because you are distracted. So if you need to have time for yourself after your work, you need to control yourself getting distracted. You need to define the limits for social media or for the mobile phones or television networks or the news channels. You have to define the limits for your exposure to these distracting agents. So another metric of success, whether you are able to resist distraction, whether you can use your time to pursue some hobby. You can do art, you can play, you can go for a walk, you can go for a hike, you can just sit and play with your children, you can sit and speak with your wife. Anything but getting distracted by external agents that do not have much importance in your life. If you look into it carefully, your social media, the YouTube feeds, or all the TikTok videos that you spend your time scrolling through has no importance in your life. So the second metric of success in your life, I feel, is the ability to avoid distraction, the ability to define who and what will take your time. Another very important aspect of success is, and perhaps I feel this is the most important aspect of being successful, and that is the freedom of choice. Whether a person is free enough to make the choices of his life. And I tell you, I say this because in today's world it has become increasingly difficult to exercise your own choice. You might be feeling that you are doing something out of your own choice, but actually it may be guided by the mainstream media, or by advertisements, or by people, so-called influencers, that are actually striving hard to influence you into their way of thinking or in a particular way of world order. In such a world where your freedom of choice is basically under threat, are you able to do what you want to do, to choose the way you want to be? So that is a very important aspect. So how can you exercise this freedom of choice? So this is in a way linked to the distractions that are present in our life. If we can remove the time that is wasted by scrolling through social media feeds, by listening to sensational newscasts, following the mainstream media. So if we can avoid these things, we will be able to avoid the continuous hammering of what the corporates want us to do, or how the corporates want the world order to be. So that in a way will help us in not clouding our judgment, or not getting our own choices influenced, or getting our perception to be directionalized intentionally by the corporates. I feel by avoiding these distractions, we can to some extent reclaim our freedom of choice. So it is very important, if you consider yourself successful, then it is a given that you should be able to exercise your choice in deciding how you want to be. The fourth important thing I feel is freedom from debt. So in today's world, it is very difficult to find people who do not have any debt, especially in the salaried middle class. Perhaps this is the major class which is actually targeted with home loans, personal loans, car loans. So there are n number of different types of loans that are available to you. The companies will actually call you up and offer you loans. So it is like a free distribution of loans. Once you take a debt, it's like putting the rope around your own neck and getting ready for somebody else to control you by pulling the rope. Even for buying something as small as a mobile phone or a cell phone on the e-portals, on the e-shopping portals like Amazon or Flipkart, these are available on EMI. So that is also a type of loan. So basically you can pay installments. Now why do you want to pay installments for something which you can have? Let's say the price is around 20,000. Why would you want to go for installments in 5 months? Why can't you save the money over 5 months and then you can buy the phone after 5 months? Delayed gratification. That is something which we are completely not in touch with. Our generation does not believe in delayed gratification. So whatever we want it right away on our plate. So because of this reason, we are tempted, by things, under unreasonable conditions, whether at higher price or whether with loans or EMIs. So those are completely avoidable. So I feel if you are free from debt, in one way you can also have more freedom to exercise your own choice. So these are all interconnected. So freedom from debt is a very important indicator of how successful you are. Now the most important aspect of success, I feel, is what is your impact on the society. If I am doing good in my life, it makes very much big sense that I also help another person to make his life a little bit better or a little bit easier than it is. So by touching lives, giving back to the society doesn't mean that I have to construct a hospital or I have to construct a school. No. So do whatever you can as per your capability, financial capability, emotional capability. Do whatever you can. It may be as little as feeding the stray dog outside. It may be as little as giving shelter to the puppy which is getting wet in the rain. So even that is giving back to the society, giving back to the world. So unless we are giving back to the society, whatever amount of success we feel that we have achieved is of no use. So unless you are ready to spread love, unless you are ready to open your arms for the world, unless you are ready to help others, unless you are ready to make your own area clean, whatever success you have achieved, you feel it is not meaningful. So this one is a very important aspect of success. I feel the most important is giving back, touching other lives, spreading love. This is my take on what success is. This is what success means to me. So these are the main things which I feel that a successful person should, demonstrate or should live by. And this is completely my opinion. I can understand if you have a different opinion, and of course you are entitled to your opinion. I would be really happy to hear about your opinion in the comment section. So now that I have defined success in my own terms, let me come back to the original question. What are we striving for? So if we are striving for the kind of success that does not make any sense in the world, does not make the society better, and in a way it doesn't help us exercise our own free choice, it doesn't allow us to be the way we want to be, then I think we should think whether we are going towards the right direction. Are we really striving for the correct thing? Well, I would like to end this video with this particular thought. See you in another video. Thank you very much. Have a very nice and pleasant day.